My name's Catherine from Catherine Crochets, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really beautiful and elegant Starstruck shawl. Before we dive into the tutorial, it would be great if you could take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you can receive notifications of any future tutorials and other videos that I create. I'd also love it if you'd sign up to my email list at the link below. When you sign up, you'll receive 2 free patterns from me, and you'll be the first to know about future pattern releases and sales, and receive the biggest discounts and the best special offers. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a Starstruck shawl. I'll start with an overview of how the shawl is made, its size and the yarn you'll need, all those kinds of details. Then I'll explain and show you step by step exactly how to make it. You can crochet along with me whilst you watch the tutorial, and you can pause and re-watch the tutorial as many times as you like. I've also created chapters for each of the main sections of the tutorial, so you can easily jump to whichever part you need. As well as this video tutorial, there's also a written pattern available which you can purchase for a small charge if you'd like to do so. There are 2 versions of the written pattern available. One is in US Crochet Terms and the other one is in UK Crochet Terms, so you can use whichever version you prefer. If you'd like the written pattern, the link to purchase it is provided below in the description for this video. So that's it for the preamble. Let's take a look at the shawl. The Starstruck shawl is made of 129 gorgeous little lacy stars. Each star is very easy to make and it has just 4 rounds of crochet, so they're super quick to hook up. They're joined together using a join as you go method in the final round of each star, so you can really see your shawl growing as you make and add each star to it. The shawl is a trapezium in shape. Its longest edge measures 219 centimetres and it has a width of 42 centimetres. However, you can easily adjust the size and shape of the shawl to whatever you like by changing the number of rows of stars and the number of stars in each row. The yarn I'm using to make my shawl is Friends linen yarn from Hobby. This is a fingering or 4-ply weight yarn. It contains 50% cotton, 35% viscose and 15% linen. And it comes in 50-gram balls or 1.75 ounces. Each ball has 160 meters of yarn or 174 yards. I'm using about 6 balls of this yarn to make my shawl, which comes to a total of 960 meters or 1044 yards. You could swap this yarn for any other similar weight 4-ply or fingering yarn. I'd suggest using one which has a relatively high cotton content like this one, just so it gives the best stitch definition and a nice open lacy structure to your shawl. In terms of crochet hook, I'm using a 4mm crochet hook to make the shawl. This is slightly larger than the recommended hook size for the yarn, but this is just so that the stitches are relatively open and it has a nice lacy open pattern to it. In terms of gauge, before blocking, which as I'm still in the process of making this shawl here, it hasn't been blocked yet, before blocking each star measures 9 centimeters between opposite points. Gauge isn't too important because obviously it's a shawl, so it doesn't have to have a perfect fit. But if your gauge is quite different from that, then it will affect the amount of yarn that you use. In this tutorial, I'm going to be using US Crochet Terms, but as I said, the written pattern is also available in UK Crochet Terms, and I'll pop up on the screen the equivalent stitch in UK Crochet Terms whenever it's mentioned. The stitches and techniques used in this shawl are relatively straightforward and ones that you're most likely already familiar with. It starts off with a magic ring. If you haven't used the magic ring technique before, I'll pop a link below to another tutorial I have showing you how to do that. I'd really recommend starting it with the magic ring technique if you can, because it gives a nice tight centre to your stars. The other stitches involved are the chain stitch, double crochet 2 together, half double crochet, single crochet and slip stitch. So let's get started with round 1. Round 1 starts with a magic ring. If you're not familiar with this technique, you can watch the video tutorial linked below. Alternatively, you can chain 3, join with a slip stitch to the first chain to form a ring. Then we chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into the ring. This chain 3 double crochet counts as an initial double crochet 2 together. Then we chain 1 and double crochet 2 together into the ring. Then we repeat the chain 1 double crochet 2 together 4 more times into the ring. One, chain 1, double crochet 2 together, 2, 3, chain 1, double crochet 2 together 4 times, and then end with a final chain 1. Then, if you're using the magic ring technique, tighten up your magic ring. And join with a slip stitch into the top of the starting double crochet. So remember, the starting chain 3 and double crochet counted as a double crochet 2 together, and it's the top of this double crochet that counts as the top of that double crochet 2 together. So you do a slip stitch into the top of that double crochet to join. Oops. There we go. And pull that slip stitch nice and tight. Now that's the end of round 1. So in this round, we have got 6 double crochet 2 together, including the one that's formed of the chain 3 double crochet at the start, with a 1 chain space between each of them. So moving on to round 2. To start the round, we slip stitch into the next chain 1 space and pull it tight. Then we chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And that chain 3 counts as a double crochet plus a chain 1 space. And then we double crochet into that same chain 1 space again and chain 1. Then into the next, we skip the double crochet 2 together, and into the next chain 1 space we do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. And we repeat this around, working only into the chain spaces, not into the double crochet 2 togethers. And in each chain space we do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. Into the next one, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. into the next one, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and then into the final chain space. Sometimes you have to wiggle the stitches a little bit to find where you're working. We do that one last time, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and then we finish the round by making a slip stitch into the second chain from that initial chain 3. So that second chain counts as the top of the first double crochet, and then we have another chain there to create the chain space. Oops. So just wiggle your hook through, and again pull that slip stitch nice and tight. So I'll just show you what we've got at the end of round 2. Into each of the chain spaces we've got 2 double crochets. So there's 6 chain spaces with 2 double crochets in each of them, so there's 12 double crochets altogether, and there's a chain between each double crochet all the way around. So we've got 12 double crochet and 12 chain spaces at the end of round 2. Now, moving on to round 3, we're going to start the round by slip stitching into the next chain space, and then we will chain 1 and pull both of these stitches relatively tight because neither of them count as a stitch. Then into this first chain space we're going to work a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Then into the double crochet we're going to work a half double crochet. Into the chain space we work a double crochet, and into the next double crochet work a half double crochet again. Then we're going to follow this pattern all the way around. So into the chain spaces, the first chain space we work single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, then a half double crochet into the double crochet, a double crochet into the next chain space, and a half double crochet into the next double crochet. So single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, all into the same chain space, half double crochet into the double crochet, a double crochet into the chain space, and a half double crochet into the next double crochet, and just keep repeating this all the way around. So into the next chain space, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, a half double crochet into the double crochet into the chain space, and a half double crochet into the next double crochet. Keep going all the way around. So that was the single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, half double crochet into the double crochet into the chain space, half double crochet into the double crochet, and then back to start again, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet into that chain space, half double crochet into the double crochet into the next chain space, and a half double crochet into the double crochet. Then we've got single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, half double crochet into the double crochet into the chain space, and then we end with a half double crochet into this double crochet, which remember was a chain, so it can be a little fiddly finding where to put your hook. Half double crochet into there, and then we complete the round by doing a slip stitch into the first single crochet that we did at the start of the round. So if you can be hard to find, because remember we started the round with a slip stitch and a chain one before we did the single crochet, so you ignore those and slip stitch into the single crochet. If you can't tell where the top of your single crochet is, find the stitch, the half double crochet that was worked into the next double crochet, and then count backwards, because you'll have a half double crochet, a single crochet, a chain space, and a single crochet, and it's that single crochet there where you want to make the slip stitch to finish the round and pull it nice and tight. Ooh. There we go, nearly lost that. So I'll just lay it down and show you again what we've got at the end of round 3. So at the end of round 2, remember we had alternating chain spaces and double crochet stitches, and the pattern for round 3 is different for the alternating chain spaces. So in the first chain space we did single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, then a half double crochet into the double crochet into the chain space, and a half double crochet into the double crochet, and then we've got that same pattern all the way around. So 6 times we've got in a chain space single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and then 6 times in the other ones we've got half double crochet into the double crochet in the chain space, and half double crochet into the double crochet, and that's there, 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 and there. So moving on to the final round, round 4. Now there's 2 variations of this round. First, I'll show you how to do round 4 the first time you crochet it, which will just be to make a standalone star. Then I'll show you how to do the final round when you're joining it to stars that you've already made using the join as you go technique. So for the first star, there's obviously no join as you go because there's nothing to join it to yet. But for every star after that, you use the join as you go technique to join it on to the stars that you've already made. So to start the round, we chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch. Then into the single crochet, same single crochet where you made the slip stitch at the end of the following round, you do a single crochet. Then slip stitch into the chain 1 space, single crochet again into the next single crochet, half double crochet into the half double crochet, and then into the double crochet we do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then a half double crochet into the half double crochet again. So I find the easiest way to remember this round is that you essentially do the same stitches again into the stitches from the previous round. So into each single crochet you'll work a single crochet, into each half double crochet you'll work a half double crochet, into the double crochets you do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and into the chain space you just work a slip stitch. So we're back to the next single crochet now. So we work a single crochet into the single crochet, a slip stitch into the chain space, a single crochet into the next single crochet. You have to be careful here. It can be easy once you've done the slip stitch to sometimes miss that next single crochet. So do pay attention and make sure that you don't miss any stitches. And then we're going to do a half double crochet into the half double crochet. If you're not sure which stitch you're looking at, one way to help you identify them is to remember that in the previous round, the half double crochets were made into the double crochets from the previous round. So they always stack on top of each other. So that half double crochet there was made into the double crochet. So we've done a half double crochet into there. So that means the next stitch here is a double crochet. And remember, into the double crochets, this makes the points of the star. We work a double crochet, chain one, double crochet. And we keep repeating this pattern all the way around. So next it's a half double crochet to complete that run of stitches. Then we're back to single crochet again. So we do single crochet into the single crochet, slip stitch, slip stitch into the chain space, single crochet into the single crochet, half double crochet into the half double crochet, and double crochet, chain one, double crochet into the double crochet, and a half double crochet into the half double crochet. So I've done that 3 times now. It doesn't look too pointy yet, but the points sort of get accentuated once you start joining them together. It just looks sort of a bit curvy for now, but we're going to repeat that pattern of stitches 3 more times to come back to the beginning. So we'll do single crochet, chain one, single crochet, half double crochet, then double crochet, chain one, double crochet, half double crochet, and again single crochet, slip stitch into the chain space, single crochet, half double crochet, and then into the double crochet, chain one, double crochet, then a half double crochet into the double crochet, single crochet into the single crochet, slip stitch into the chain one space, single crochet into the single crochet, half double crochet into the half double crochet, and double crochet, chain one, double crochet into the double crochet, and then we end the round with the final half double crochet into that half double crochet from round 3. And then to complete it, we just do a slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round. And pull that nice and tight, and then just fasten off. And that's how you make the first star. Now I've come back to the end of round 3 again to show you how to work round 4 most of the time, which will be when you're joining it onto stars that you've already made. Now the first time you do this, so for your second star, let's pretend this is our first star, you'll just be joining it on to 2 points. There will also be times, for example, if I was adding a star in here, when you'd want to join it on to 3 points. Most of the time, once you get going, you'll actually be joining it on to 4 points. So I'm going to put this star in here, and it's going to be joining onto this point, this point, this point, and this point, 4 points. So I always find it good to check before I start round 4 how many points I'm going to be joining on. And then I subtract that from 6 to work out how many points I won't be joining on. So for example, in this instance, I'm joining on 4, so there'll be 2 points that I'm not joining on, and I'll work those 2 points first on my start before I do the 4 join as you go points. So here's the end of round 3. So we'll start off exactly the same way as we did for round 4 that I just showed you when we weren't doing any joins. So we start off with a chain 1 and a single crochet into that same single crochet, then a slip stitch into the chain space, a single crochet into the single crochet, a half double crochet into the half double crochet, and then we make the first point and we're not joining this one on. So I'm going to make 2 points not joining on, so I make these exactly the same as before with a double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet all into that double crochet, then a half double crochet into the half double crochet, a single crochet into the single crochet, slip stitch into the chain space, single crochet into, I've missed it. That's a good example of what I was talking about earlier. Can you see how it gets a bit bunched up? You have to be careful not to miss the single crochet. So the single crochet into the single crochet and the half double crochet into the half double crochet that stacks on top of the double crochet from the previous round. Then we're going to make the second point, which we're also not joining on this time. So we do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet all into that double crochet. Then we do half double crochet, single crochet, slip stitch into the chain space, single crochet into the next single crochet, half double crochet into the half double crochet. Now this next point, we've made 2, so this next point we're going to be joining on, and you have to make sure you get them in the right order. Obviously we're working this way round, so this first point we're joining on, we're going to be joining on to this point here, and this point hasn't got anything else joined onto it yet, so I'll show you how I join those on. So first of all, we work the double crochet into the double crochet, then we chain 1. Just going to pull this down a bit so you can see more easily what I'm doing. Then to join this point to this point, we just do a slip stitch. So poke your hook up through the chain space on that point, yarn over and just pull it all through, and it joins it with a slip stitch. Then do another chain and then a double crochet back into that same double crochet again. Then you continue the next stitches as before. So we do a half double crochet into the half double crochet, a single crochet into the single crochet, a slip stitch into the chain space, single crochet into the single crochet, a half double crochet into the half double crochet. Then we get to the next point. So we start it off by doing a double crochet into the double crochet, chain 1. Now we're going to be joining this point up here. So rather than putting the hook up into the whole chain space, I like to just put it through the 2 strands that I can see closest to where I'm joining it, and then just do a slip stitch through that, pull it nice and tight, and then a chain 1 again, and then a double crochet back into that same double crochet again to form that point. Then we do a half double crochet into the half double crochet, single crochet into the single crochet, slip stitch into the chain space, single crochet into the single crochet, half double crochet into the half double crochet, then we get to the next point again. So we do a double crochet and chain one, and then we're joining this here. So I find two, put my hook through under 2 strands and do a slip stitch and pull it tight, and then another chain one and a double crochet back into that same, double crochet back into that same double crochet as before. Then half double crochet into the half double crochet, single crochet into the single crochet, slip stitch into the chain space, single crochet into the single crochet, half double crochet into the half double crochet, and then we make the final point. We do a double crochet, chain one, we're joining it here to this point which hasn't got anything else joined, so I just put my hook up through that chain space and do a slip stitch, chain one again, double crochet back into the same double crochet. So after that last double crochet we do a half double crochet into the half double crochet, and then a slip stitch into the single crochet that started the round, which is here. And if you're not sure where it is, you can count your stitches back from this peak. So we've got double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet, slip stitch, and that's the single crochet. And then cut your yarn and fasten off, and then you've just got these 2 ends to weave in. I like to just go over 2 or 3 times in the same spot to weave them in. And again down here, always on the back of your work. That's another thing to note, actually, when you're joining stars onto your shawl, make sure that you do them all the same way up, with the right side facing the same way, because they do look slightly different on the front and the back, so it's important to have them all facing the same way. And trim your ends, and then you just keep going, joining all the stars together until you've got the wrap the size and shape that you want. I'll pop up a picture showing the arrangement and number of stars that I used to make mine, but obviously you could do a different arrangement and a different number of stars, and if you were using a thicker or thinner yarn, you might want to do more or fewer rows of stars depending on what you're creating. And you can take a screenshot, or it's also available in the written pattern for you to see the arrangement and number of stars as well. And then when it's all finished, you just need to wash it and block it, and then that will really stretch out and open out the stitches, as you'll be able to see in the final picture in a moment. It will really open out the stitches, and you'll be able to see the stars in all their glory. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you've got any comments or questions, feel free to pop them below or send me an email and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. If you have enjoyed it, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and feel free to sign up to my email list as well. Thanks very much for watching.